We're going to create an equation of a line when we're given 2 points. So that's 2 coordinates. You can use those 2 coordinates and graph them and then find the slope that way, but we're going to do it algebraically. When you create an equation of a line, you need 2 things, and that's the slope and the y-intercept. But we're not given either of those things here. We're just given 2 points. But we can use 2 points to find the slope. Recall that slope is the rise over the run. Rise is just the change in the y values, and run is just the change in the x values. So we do have an equation for slope, and that's y2 minus y1. That's just the difference in our y values, and that's over x2 minus x1. That's the difference in our x values. And we're going to use that formula to find the slope between these 2 points. So you need to pick your first point, and the other is your second point. And this is just going to be my first point, x1, y1. This will be my second point, x2, y2. I do recommend to number these just to make it easier when you're plugging it into that formula so you don't make a mistake. So here's our formula. M is our slope, and that's equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we plug in our 2 points carefully. That's going to be 9 minus 3 over 2 minus 4. And we can just do that calculation. That's just going to be 6 over negative 2. And 6 over negative 2 can be simplified. If we do that division, 6 divided by negative 2, that's just negative 3. So m, our slope, is equal to negative 3. Now we have our slope, but we need to find our y-intercept. And we already know how to use our slope and another point that's on the line to find our y-intercept. So all you need to do is choose one of your points. So we know our slope is m equals negative 3, and I'm going to choose that first point, 4 and 3. And it won't matter which point you choose, you can use the second point and you'll get the same answer for your y-intercept. So we need to plug this into our equation y equals mx plus b. And remember, label x and y just so you don't make a mistake. So when we plug these into our equation, it's going to be 3 equals negative 3 times 4 plus b. So we need to multiply negative 3 with 4, and that's just negative 12. And then we would need to add 12 to get b on its own. So b is just equal to 15. And now we have exactly what we need to create our equation of this line, our slope and our y-intercept. So when we plug those in, our equation of this line is equal to negative 3x plus 15. So now I want you to pause the video and try this question on your own. So you're given 2 points here and you need to create the equation of this line. You can unpause the video when you're ready to check your answer. And here's my solution. I use these 2 points to calculate the slope. So remember, that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And once I used that formula, I found that the slope is equal to negative 1 over 3. So I kept that as a fraction just to keep it more accurate, because if you divide negative 1 over 3, you'll get negative 0.33333. So I kept the fraction just to keep it more accurate. So I used that slope and I picked the first point to calculate b, and when I put those two into the equation, I got this right here. And when you multiply this fraction, negative 1 over 3 times 3, you're just going to get negative 3 over 3. Negative 3 over 3 is really just a negative 1. So I changed that into a whole number. So it's 2 equals negative 1 plus b. And to get rid of this negative 1, we had to add 1 to both sides of the equation. So b is just equal to a positive 3. So using our slope and our y-intercept to create this equation of this line, our equation is just y equals negative 1 over 3x plus 3.